Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be discussing the new and upcoming game Walking Dead Destinies. When I first heard the news that a new Walking Dead game with the original characters was coming, I actually got really excited. The thing is with me is I'm actually a massive Walking Dead fan. I've actually got posters in my room of the Walking Dead. I've got most of the Funko Pops. I've got all of the games on Steam. So with that you could quite imagine that I got really excited when this got announced. So this game is almost a Marvel what if you will. So you can actually rewrite the story of the Walking Dead from seasons 1 to 4 and you can actually play as most of the characters within them seasons. I've got a few screenshots here to show you with some of the characters. So in this image, Rick and Shane have a little showdown. So obviously you can rewrite this and get Shane to shoot Rick and obviously redo the story, which I can imagine a lot of people are going to do. So in this image, Rick is actually standing on the bus, which is shown in the prison in the show, which is kind of a cool feature. In this image, it shows Michonne with the two pets, which is chained up, and she also has a samurai sword. So from these images, it shows that the characters actually do have their weapons from the show. So in this image, it looks like Rick is getting attacked by a walker. This could be when they are entering the prison, trying to take it out, or this is when the governor attacks with the tank. This next image, it almost looks like Michonne's in a stealth mission, or she's trying to go through one of the towns to get supplies. I'm not too sure, but it looks kind of cool. This next image is kind of confusing to me because the character which is displayed kind of looks like Maggie, but if you actually look on the main website, Maggie's not actually displayed in the character selection, which is kind of confusing. Alright, now let's have a look at the characters. Let's start with the first one and everybody's fan favorite, Daryl Dixon. So it looks like each character actually has like a little description about them, but their natural abilities is that Daryl actually has a ranged weapon of choice, which is his crossbow, and his melee weapon of choice, which is knife. It's almost like an M9 bayonet. So up next, we actually do have Merle. So his natural abilities of a ranged weapon of choice is a pistol, and his melee weapon of choice is a machete. Up next, we have Carol. So Carol's natural ability of a ranged weapon is a pistol and a melee weapon is a knife. Up next, we have Carl. So his natural ability and a ranged weapon of choice is a revolver and his melee weapon of choice is a bat. Next, we have Laurie. So her natural abilities and a ranged weapon of choice is a snub-nosed pistol and the melee weapon of choice is a crowbar. Up next, we have Glenn. So his ranged weapon of choice is a pistol, and the melee weapon of choice is a crowbar. Up next, we've got the Governor. So his natural abilities and his ranged weapon of choice is an assault rifle, and his melee weapon of choice is a katana. And now one of the best characters in The Walking Dead, T-Dog. So his ranged weapon of choice is a pistol, and his weapon of choice is a sledgehammer. Up next, we've got Rick. So Rick's natural abilities is a revolver, and his weapon of choice is a bat. Next, we've got Shane. So his ranged weapon of choice is a shotgun, and his weapon of choice is a sledgehammer. Up next, we've got Michonne. So her natural abilities and a ranged weapon of choice is a pistol, and a ranged weapon of choice is a katana. So there you go, that's all of the confirmed characters with all of their abilities which are going to be in the game. I mean, if they're actually going to do this correctly and properly, wouldn't they have to actually include like Maggie, Andrea, Dale, Herschel and many more characters? But with all of the characters that we have, I really hope that the original actors actually do the voiceover for these characters, because if so, that would actually make the game so much better. My biggest problem I think I have with this game is just the graphics, and I think this game is actually coming out on PS4, 5, PC and so many more platforms that I hope that this is just like pre-alpha gameplay, because if they actually release it like this, I'm not sure if everybody's going to be happy. And they're also releasing this at like a $50 price tag, which is kind of steep for what you actually get. Well, obviously the game actually hasn't come out yet, but I really hope that they do this correctly and the game looks great. I mean, my personal opinion, I think it should be around $30 from what we've seen already, but obviously the developers could always publish more content and it could be worth the $50 price tag, but you know, who knows. So the game is actually set to release in fall of 2023, so we're actually coming up pretty close now, and I really hope that this game does actually get a sequel, so we can actually see Negan, we can actually see the Whisperers, we got Hilltop Kingdom and so many more iconic places from The Walking Dead, and I really hope it actually does well. So one thing which I hope this game doesn't do, so obviously Rick takes the storyline which we've already seen in the show, and if we choose Shane that kills Rick, I hope in the game it doesn't just replace the character of Rick and then does the whole story as shown from the TV series and in the game. I just hope it's not the same thing. I hope they actually really switch it up. There's different dialogue for the characters, there's different actions, cutscenes, cinematics and such and much more. I really hope that the game does that. But that's everything for now, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
I'm murdering beats like I'm possessed by an evil spirit. I'm herding these sheep like a shepherd when I'm spitting my lyrics. Getting bored of all these fake guns, everyone becoming gimmicks. I'll raise you up by your feet and defy every single physic. I'm evil inside, I got demons that cry. So when I'm alone with myself, I just wanna take my own life.